Yeah, that's
Hello. What's up, bitch?
hi, slut. Oh, I didn't know if you're talking to your fans or if you're talking.
No, I usually am saying hello, welcome to Yo, That's Weird with me, Sonia Z. And this is episode 20. We are
Woohoo!
officially in the twos now.
Nice, nice. Congrats.
It's no longer inappropriate if I try to have sex with the episode.
Oh, it's technically not illegal.
It's a two in front of there. They can make their own decisions. They are adults.
That works. Is okay. Here, hold on. I need to fix because I only see gallery view. What's that? Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Why
Okay.
why is it blurry behind
Oh,
me?
your background settings. You want to change that? I can edit it out while you do it, or we can leave it in here. This podcast is full of technical mistakes. This is
That's the
video.
background.
Yeah.
There.
There
Yeah.
you
Okay.
go. I see feet.
Wait. Should I do
Oh,
grass? Oh, I'm sorry.
grass. I didn't know. I like kind of like the feet are funny. One time I did a podcast and I had like the universe background just because I didn't want to use my same. It was somebody else.
Background.
Yeah, like my own podcast background. So I didn't
I
want to
get
just blur
it.
it.
I get it.
All right. Well, welcome to the podcast. We can leave that in or we can edit it out. This is just the most off the cuff. I just get on here and talk to people kind of.
There you go. No, that works. Yeah, that's up to you. It's your podcast.
Look, I rewatch it all and I figure out if it seems dumb or not. And most of the time it's very organic and you are my first female guest. So thank you so much.
You are sexist.
I'm not. You're the first one in a year, bitch. It took me a year to get a woman on here.
What's up, women? Well, how come you're not supporting other women, you fucking whores?
My audience is like 18 to 44, mostly male. So
Oh, you know how that
yeah, we know how that goes. This will probably be my number one in views, honestly.
You're welcome. I do
um
tend to be the most downloads and views on a lot of people's podcasts, apparently. And
I
so you're
mean,
welcome.
look, I'm getting the views up no matter what it takes. I'm gonna make a joke about how men are always sexist and say names wrong, and that's why I know I'm misogynist and sexist because I thought your name was Alia forever. Is it Alia or Alia?
It's actually pronounced Alia. That is
Okay.
the correct way, but it's just been easier as a child, like growing up, for people to just say Aaliyah. Because in school and stuff like that, teachers would literally tell me, "Oh, we're not going to say your name that way because we can't say it. So we're going to say it this way." So I have a handful of friends that call me Alia. My mother when she's angry at me. But for the most part, it's just Aaliyah. That's fun.
Okay. Because I think one time I said it in front of someone as Alia and they were like, Aaliyah. And I was like, and it was like a male comic. So I was like, oh, they must be right. They've known her longer.
No, no, you're right. Yeah, Big J's daughter got into an argument with with him and Christine. They're like, "No, it's Aaliyah," and she's like, "Actually, it's Alia." And then I told him, I'm like, "No, Izzy's right. She was right. You guys are wrong."
No, it's the one of the most weirdest sexisms there is because I've also dealt with that having a name with an IA on the end. People get tripped up on
Yeah.
how to say it. And I had the exact experience you had. I used to work at a Longhorn Steakhouse or Lone Star Steakhouse, whatever one they put the peanut shells on the floor. We didn't do that up here in the north, but
Texas
was it
Roadhouse.
whatever whichever one it was,
I hate that I know
we
that.
one of like the younger line cooks, he was like 19 and I was still in college, so I was like 23 or something, but he would always try to flirt with me and then he would say my name wrong and I would be like, dude, if you're gonna flirt with me, you gotta say my name right. And he was like, it's too hard.
I'm too stupid to say it. I mean, I get it. There's certain words that I can't say, so I get mad at
I
people.
mispronounce things on this podcast when I try to read some big words that I've never encountered before. Sometimes in articles, I do have articles that I bring up.
Mhm.
But for the most part, because I like try to be a good host when I'm bringing comics up to the stage, and I know how it feels. That's why I don't use my last name. Is because my first name plus my last name, they say a Z and just freeze. And
Oh, yeah, I
always,
don't know how to say your last name.
exactly, no one does. I don't even. My whole life I've had one person who is allowed to call me my name wrong, and it's my grandmother because she's from Western Pennsylvania. And so right now, if she called me and I picked up the phone and
Mhm.
she answered, she would be like, Sonia, it's Graham.
That's just a
So
cultural thing.
yeah, she's
That's
permitted. And my manager at my part-time job also does it. And I'm like, well, you're the manager, so I'm not gonna correct you, but
yeah.
uh
It's Sonia, like Red Sonia
and you're
from
Alia. It's like an
what,
aria in a song.
what Aria song? I
No,
don't know.
in an aria. That's an aria is a segment
Oh,
in like an opera or something.
oh
It's like
my
an
God! I just
aria. It's like the
learned something new. Look at that.
this podcast is educational. I swear to God, even though I curse and say the R word and it's blur that out, YouTube.
You can't say retard on oops on YouTube.
Actually, my first look, my rule is if you're calling yourself it or another person who is fully mentally cognizant, that's okay to
Yeah.
say. We don't
Yeah,
call
I
anybody.
mean, nobody's calling a mentally disabled
E-
person a retard. Like,
exactly,
no one is
exactly.
doing that.
No one's doing it. No one's. And then if you say someone's special needs in a mean way, it's the same difference. If you say it in a mean way,
You're
if you say
special.
any word,
Oh, that
um. So you recently moved to Austin.
I did,
How's
yeah.
how's that been?
It's been all right. I love my new place. I used to live in Texas when I was younger. When I was a kid, I lived in Garland for about 3, 4 years. So I've been here before. I like it. Comedy scene's pretty cool. People are pretty cool. I got cool neighbors.
Awesome,
Liking it.
awesome.
I like the change. It's nice.
Yeah.
Cheaper than
So
New York, that's for sure. I'm like, oh my God, I am extra rich now.
that's what people say when they come down to Philly. It's everywhere. It's cheaper than New York.
Yeah, that's
For the quality of a place that you're gonna get, the size of an apartment, like people get two bedroom apartments for like $700, and like
I mean, I
it's
used to when I lived in Wisconsin, it was like that. You'd live in a duplex, it'd be like a 3 bedroom, half a house, for like 850.
yeah,
New York, I had a 420-foot square apartment that I was spending. I think my last year's rent was like $3,500.
yeah. I've been in some closets up there that cost more than like a really like a Porsche to lease. Like
Then a house in Vegas, yeah, a whole mansion.
um so I am interested to know, since you moved down there, have you sampled any local weird cuisine that they wouldn't serve up here that we would know nothing about?
Um, decent barbecue. I mean, it's Texas, so they
Yeah.
got some good barbecue. I didn't want to eat the pizza because I've seen some of the pizza. I was like, ugh. And I'm like, oh my God, I am a snob when it comes to pizza. But we found a place and it was okay.
Yeah, that's a regional mid-Atlantic thing, is to be snobby about pizza and bread and rolls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, I also like deep dish pizza because grew
That's
up in
good.
Wisconsin.
No, that's good. Chicago counts to me as part of the mid-Atlantic where their pizza and stuff is at. Like
Yeah, no, it's good. And they're like, it's a pie. I'm like, it's literally called a pizza pie for a fucking reason because it's a pie that's a pizza, you fucking morons. Delicious. It's all cheese. How do you stop
it's just cheese and bread. It's the most delicious foods,
with the
cheese and
sauce
carbs.
and meat and stuff on top? Like, what else do you want from a pizza pie?
It's a perfect food.
It is. Um, I haven't found any decent ramen yet, but I haven't really searched for it. It is weird not being able to go out at any given time to like sit down and eat in a restaurant. Like most restaurants here close around like 9, 10, and that
Oh,
blew my mind. I was like, but I'm here. Like,
yeah, that's like Philly suburbs, so I get that because that's where I'm from. So
yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's going back to like living like a normal person.
you're like, I
All
got a
the
10.
bars close at like 2:30 or something like that, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to binge drinking."
Yeah,
The
New
only
York.
way I'm gonna get drunk because when you live in New York, bars are open till 4, so you could like drink slowly. And then now it's like, "Oh shit," because if we're not going out till 10, that's only a very short time to drink, period.
I know you New York people when you come down from there to here and like go to the bars, like, what? Your bars aren't open till 4 a.m. Well,
What's wrong with you
can we get
people?
takeout? Can we get a 30 pack takeout at 1:59 a.m. from behind the bar to take with us?
Yeah, they're like, no, no. I think oh, another weird thing is that like they don't I try to buy like booze at a grocery store. Over the
Oh yeah.
holidays I make like this fall sangria and I need fucking Fireball for it. And I had to go to a specific store, a specific liquor store to get it because like they just don't a
Oh,
lot of
that
places
yeah.
don't sell
That's Pennsylvania style.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. The state store.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that there's some dry counties here in Texas. I've been to them. Oh, that's another thing. I'm afraid my southern accent's gonna come back.
It might, you're autistic enough that like you start to pick it back up again.
My neighbor, she's from East Texas, and every time I talk to her, I'm like, "Yep," and like I hear it in the back, I'm like, "No, oh, I'm just gonna sound weird because I say things like dead ass and you're,
Yeah.
like
And
George.
you still always have the Wisconsin twang in there too. So it's like
Yeah, yeah. When I drink like the Wisconsin and the Texas, I realize it comes out more.
it's
So,
multicultural.
yes, I'm bilingual. No, no.
You speak
I
three
kind of
kinds of
speak,
American.
yeah, yeah. I understand Spanish more than I can speak it. I know when people are talking shit.
Yeah, most people who can listen to Spanish know a little bit of when that's happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fun.
So since you are from Wisconsin, have you ever had beer cheese soup? I'm sure you probably have.
Yeah, I make it.
You make it? That was my next question is have you ever made it?
Yeah, yeah. It's literally just beer and cheese with
I
some
know
cream.
it's like the most unhealthy three foods like dairy, beer, and cheese. You're like, this is just going to come out the same consistency it's going in.
Yeah, it really does. But like if you like a good bread bowl,
Oh
it's
yeah,
so good.
so good. Or like just a crusty like we have a
Pretzels, like pretzels.
oh yeah, like we have a Dominican bakery down the street, and they have like a cheese bread, like grandmother bread. That's all white bread with cheese all over it already. So good
Good.
in the
I just
cheese
hate
smoke.
that I baked a loaf of bread yesterday. I took a little break from comedy, to get settled and like figure out some shit. And I baked a loaf of bread yesterday. I'm like, I think I need to go back to telling jokes.
You figured out you're domesticated.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always been really good at that. I've always said I'm like a 1950s trapped in a whore's body, but I am like well, maybe because I have like a bigger kitchen and stuff now. I have space to
Oh
do this
yeah.
kind
Hmm.
of stuff. So yeah. It's really good though. I'm
It's so
very
funny in your free time because you're still just like I get it, just like an adult woman. So it's not like you're gonna like go out and go to the bar and just shoot darts by yourself like a guy would or something. You're like, I'm gonna
I mean,
bake.
I have. I'm not really darts though. I've
You
been
know,
playing darts or pool and what well, we played pool actually was it like a week ago and for someone who used to like be in a pool league and used to have a partner, I lost all of them vanished, evaporated from my brain, and also maybe my eyesight is a lot worse. But definitely not joining a league anytime soon.
You got to get those transition lessons with lenses with the bifocal at the bottom for your
Oh my
shots. For your
God.
shots.
I was squinting. I was like, do I need to go like this?
I mean, it's all angles, but I'm the same way. I used to go to like pool clubs. I had a friend Terry, and she was like my partner, and we would go
Mhm.
shark guys at the because we just would dress all cute and like go and like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
you
was
guys,
underage too. I was only like 19, 20, and I had
yeah.
a fake ID. And like me and my girl, her name was Rochelle, and she was way better than I was. She had her own pool stick and shit like that. But we would run like 3 tables at a time at landmark areas.
Yeah,
It's
we
good
had a
stuff.
oh,
Good
yeah, we
times.
had a place in Northeast Philly called the Boulevard Social Club, and it was you had to like sign a little membership card to be able to go in, and it was open till 4:30 in the morning or whatever, and you could BYOB and smoke in there, but it was just all tables, and me and Terry would go in. I had my own stick. I had a Simpsons stick.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I almost got one and then I got into a relationship. He's like, you shouldn't do that anymore because we're flat.
Like some other man is gonna see you sharking and fall in love with you in a what's that movie?
Um, the one with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is the name of that
I don't, I feel
movie?
like I have to look it up now. My mouse is asleep. I my one ex-boyfriend loved Tom Cruise, so I've seen every single Tom Cruise movie up until he died. My ex, not Tom Cruise.
Oh, I was
He
like, did he
he's
die?
just an alien. He's just
Yes,
an alien now.
he really is.
um
Just
he
brainwashed.
thinks he is. He thinks he is, because isn't that what Scientologists think? Is that they have aliens inside them?
That I don't know. The only thing I really know about Scientology, like when I lived in Florida, I lived in Dunedin, which is like a little suburb of Clearwater. And so that's where like their big hotel and shit is. I never went in there, but when I lived in Hollywood, they had like a store on the boulevard, and they actually sponsored the Christmas parade, the Hollywood parade, which I thought was weird. And all I saw was like they have like these questionnaires or whatever that they like to ask people and stuff like that. I don't know about aliens. I mean, it's a made up religion. He just made it up. I mean,
Yeah,
all
you
everything's made up,
it,
but
it
that one.
was it was coming out of my mouth. That's like I have some like material about religion that I do, and I start by saying like, do you think you? I ask the crowd if they think they could invent a religion, because that's the most recent one that somebody tried to make.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
I
was it
think
like Mormon? That one apparently.
that's like late 1800s is
Yeah,
Mormon.
so that one
Yeah,
isn't that old.
that's
Well,
the
I mean,
80s. Doesn't Scientology like the 60s or the 80s or something?
yeah, 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 yeah. It was in the 1900s as
Yeah, so it's like someone tried to invent a religion, and like I think I've read things about it over the years. That I think it is they think
start a religion, yo.
there's some kind of aliens inside them, I believe, and they test you for it when you go in. They do like they hold some kind of electric panels over you or something, and they're like, see if you have extra charges, extra
So he just
volts.
watched like The Matrix a lot, maybe? Is that like
I love the
I don't
Matrix, but technically that came out after. So the
know.
Matrix is more like manifestation almost, because if you believe, I believe we're in the Matrix. If you believe we're all in a computerized bodies, because they could, I've read research in probably 10 years ago that like it could take 350,000 PlayStation like threes at the time to build our walkable universe,
Oh, yeah, no, there's
something like that.
what was it called? It's the movie. I just watched it called The Mandela Effect.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, you would like that. You would like
Okay.
that. It's kind of along those lines. I'm not going to ruin it for
Yeah,
you, but
yeah.
there.
No, I know about what the Mandela effect is, so I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. I love
Um,
that. There's this girl on TikTok who figured out the fruit of a loom cornucopia Mandela effect. It was
oh,
it's fucking wild,
I think I
yo.
saw something about that a long time ago, and I kind of flipped past it. I was just like, "Oh, that's interesting," but
Yeah, no,
like,
no, no. She's been figuring out. She started making shirts with the cornucopia to see if they'll like sue her or whatever. But basically, they got rid of the cornucopia because it's like a cover up because there's this huge chemical spill. I believe in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. I'll send you a link later. Yeah, but I was
yeah,
like, oh, someone else had suggested that a lot of the Mandela effects is just the government gaslighting us, covering up chemical spills or something that like a
mm,
company or something did. I'm like, yeah, that actually makes more sense.
yeah, yeah. I think I know there's some, maybe like the Dow chemical spills. There's somewhere I forget. I watched something about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That has something. It was, and then
Um,
Fruit of a Loom like bought them.
or like they're
Or
three like related or something, like parent companies type stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just rich people doing rich people shit.
Yeah. I do poor people stuff. Like one time, me and my sister and our friends and our dog at the time dressed up as the Fruit of the Loom items.
I know a bunch of people that used to do that. Yeah,
And
for
the dog was the underwear model. We just put like a pair of briefs on him because he was just like a tall, white, big dog. And the I didn't realize it was leaves. We didn't realize until we went to research. One of them is maple leaf, like on a tree.
Huh. I
So
knew
it's
the grapes, and they
yeah,
have grapes. They have an apple,
yep.
right?
It's
Uh,
I was
God,
the
that's
apple. There was two grapes. There's green and purple grapes, and then it's a fucking maple leaf. Unless we're all Mandela affected and we thought it was some brown fruit like a pear, it's a damn maple leaf on there. Because we Googled it and we were like, "What? It's leaves?"
that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
And maple leaves, I mean, grape leaves make more sense than maple leaves.
It's
It's
like,
a tree of the loom.
I, like, because the loom makes cloth. I don't know. I have no idea. They don't use maple leaves to make cloth in any way. Maybe that's where that girl started her theory at. Because really, once we looked that up, we had to tell people, like, we would be like, okay, guess what we are? And they'd be like, my sister would be standing there with the leaves all over her. And they're like, well, you guys are the fruit of the loom, but what's she? Like, how does this fit in? I don't know.
Oh, the Mandela effect. Yeah, check out the movie. At the
Yeah.
end, they have a part that's similar with
Okay.
the Matrix kind of thing. You'll like it, I think. Otherwise, it's weird, but I think you'll
Yeah. All right. I probably will because I watched Everything Everywhere all at once finally. And at first I didn't give it a chance. I was like, oh, I don't know, this is too slow.
Dude, me either. It's really fucking good.
Yeah,
It's so
well,
good.
yeah, I was like in bed one day and I'm like, I'm gonna watch the rest of that. I'm gonna watch the finish it because I only watched like maybe the first 15 minutes and I'm like, I don't know. This is overhyped. Everybody told me I would like it. And but no, I
Yeah,
then something happened the other day. I forget what happened, like that I was like, oh, this is really that movie is real life. I'm shifting timelines right now.
that'd be cool. I want to shift
I
timelines.
know. Oh, okay. Speaking of movies, The Color of Money. That's the name of the. That was actually a good one.
Yes, the
That
color of money. Isn't Paul Newman in that?
yes, yeah, 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 yeah. That's why. That's one I wouldn't mind watching when he was like obsessed
Yeah,
my
that one
boyfriend at
was
the
a
time.
decent movie. Tom Cruise in his younger days, he had
Yeah,
fucking risky business and stuff. No, he
he
was
was
a cat.
hot. He was handsome.
He was normal.
Yeah,
He was
he was
he was
normal looking. He just looks like scary. You know what? Ever since he was in Vanilla Sky, which is one of my favorite movies, arguably, he looks
yeah.
like the mask to me. He looks like the scary, like Tom Cruise face mask. I can't like
I don't think
unsee
I've
it.
ever seen. I think I
Oh,
saw
you've never seen it? Oh,
the
that's you
parts.
got that's the kind of movie you got to watch 4 times, and I'm still not sure if it's what's her name, Penelope Cruz or Cameron Diaz that he's talking to in some of these scenes.
Mhm.
It's a really good one, very one of those like thinker or like if the whole thing is a dream or not kind of movie,
Okay,
like a
okay.
matrixy kind of thing, like where he wakes up from this like nightmare of having the accident and all this stuff that happens in the movie where his like ex-lover like kills him in a car crash, but does she, like that's kind
Ooh,
of the whole vibe
okay.
of it. So it's definitely definitely one of my top 10 favorite movies, honestly, from that same boyfriend. He loves
From that
Tom
scene.
Cruise. I'm like a Tom Cruise encyclopedia up until the year 2000. Because
Yes. What
but
was there's one that was similar to that. It was with Gwyneth Paltrow, and it was like a 90s movie. I think it was not Sideways. That was the one about wine. It's something where it's basically like she's living in two separate timelines. Like if she,
oh
she didn't miss this train, and then when she missed the train, so it's like two separate timelines of her living this life. One with like this super shitty boyfriend, and then another one where she actually has like finds a decent dude.
oh it's let's see here, Sliding Doors. I just
Yeah,
looked it up. I never saw that. I never heard of that one. 1998 movie.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
remember seeing this cover now.
yeah, yeah. It was that one. You probably like that one if you like Vanilla Sky. You
Okay.
made
All right.
that one.
You're
I like.
giving you're giving me so many things for my other podcast that I'm going to start called. I put that on my list, which is when somebody suggests
Oh God, I have lists about lists.
like a
A
spreadsheet.
list for my list. Oh my God, it's so bad. I keep buying like all these like new organizers. Like I bought this budget planner notebook. I have an app. I actually have two budget planner apps. And then I'm like, I also need this book. Am I using any of them? No.
I'm really good with Google products from my old job. A lot of comedy booking and sorting and organizing. I use a ton of Google products, but paper stuff, I lose. I put the notebook to the side. I never remember to write it down. Plus, then if you are somewhere and you're like, oh, let me look at my calendar. That's my biggest thing is when I'll text a comic to be like, hey, can you do my show on whatever? And they're like, oh, I'll let you know when I get home. Like, what are you doing with a wall calendar? Put in your
Oh no,
comedy.
I have a wall calendar, and then I also will put it in my phone.
As long as it's electronic too. But like some people, it's
Yeah,
the
no, I have to write shit down,
best.
otherwise I'm not gonna remember it. I'm
Yeah.
not. I have to write it down. But yeah, I don't need to remember what I spend my money on.
No, 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 no. We
I
want to
do not.
forget that.
Absolutely.
So you're a bit of a stoner, or you used to be at least. I don't know if you still currently
Well,
partake.
now I am. I need to find my I was literally looking for my lighter
I know.
because
I
I like,
sensed it. I was like, damn, my pen's across the room. I'll hit it on the break. But
oh god, where's my
while you're
lighter?
looking for it, what's your like favorite stoner snack? Like a weird sweet and salty combination. That's one of my
Ooh, I do like sweets and salty. I go through phases, you know. Sometimes I'll really love like gummy bears and Sour Patch Kids, that kind of thing. Gummy bears, big fan of gummy bears or like fruit snacks. Right now I am on a nutty butter kick.
oh, the cookies.
Yeah, well, they're like the bars.
Oh, my sister will get them once in a while. They're like styrofoam outside with peanut butter in the middle. They're like
Yeah.
hosts. They're made of Catholic
Well, one
host.
is a thin wafer cookie layered with peanut butter between and then covered in chocolate.
No, the fudge covered ones. I've seen those. I've got my aunt gets those sometimes. I
Yeah,
had
they're literally
a
called nutty butters. They're delicious.
oh, I know what you mean in the yellow box.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Those are good too. Um, I think I had
they're
a deep
good.
fried one of those at the Jersey Shore.
I've had deep fried Oreos. They will deep fry anything these days. And
Yeah,
which is good, which is great. Deep fried Oreos are really good.
those are
Deep
like
fried
the
anything is really good
I
though.
that's true. That's why I was good. Like deep fried Oreos, the original weird like fried sweet thing that people started doing, especially around here. But there's this one stand at which shore is it? The really trashy one that the Jersey Shore cast was at, Seaside Heights,
Okay.
in New Jersey. And there's a little stand, and anytime I go there, I go just for this stand. Sometimes they have fried cheesecakes, fried any kind of candy bar, fried Rice Krispie treats, fried butter, fried Kool
I was gonna
Aid.
say in Wisconsin we have deep fried butter.
Yeah, yeah, this guy fries everything, and like the some of the stuff. I don't know. That fried Rice Krispie treat was one of the best things I've ever had. I think.
I could see that one being really good. I
Yeah,
could see
it was
the
made with
one.
the Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treats too, like that.
Ooh. Well, aren't they just fruity pebble treats then, or are they still called
Well,
Rice
I
treats?
think that's a weird thing that I do, a weird speech impediment or something where I go like, it's still a Rice Krispie treat to me, because that's how you. That's
It
the
makes sense. It's a cereal treat. I mean, because you could
cereal
do
treat,
any cereal.
marshmallow crispy treat, but
There we go. Let's be accurate.
um. So I don't want to pull up an article yet. Oh, you know what? I will. I'll pull up one article for you now because we have about
Okay.
9 minutes left in this first segment before we got to click out because I only have the free Zooms where you got to click out real quick and come back into the same link to finish up.
Ah,
Because
okay. Hey.
I want to get into your story. So these are only 40-minute segments. So you came in here like at 5 minutes. So this has only been about 35 minutes so far.
Okay.
So I people like my podcast to run long. I know you're a sleepy old lady. You already said it.
I haven't washed my face yet, though. You are cutting into my
I know.
skincare routine.
I listen, I do it. I hear you. So we'll do a quick, like I'll do this one story and it's a funny one. So we'll just do this
Okay.
funny one first. I'm gonna get
Okay.
this advertisement out here.
And
I'm
then
gonna
I could
share.
grab my lighter.
Yeah, we'll take a 2-second break in between while the thing loads and saves my file. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes. All this technical information for the podcast. All right. I'm gonna share the screen here for a minute because this is funny. 41 funny mug shots that actually happened.
Okay.
Because we're going to bring up your story about how you were
Yeah.
involved in some police activity at one point in time, multiple police activities. So
Yeah. Yeah. I was.
we're just going to look at this as like a palate cleanser before we just end the round here. I like this guy's okay. Tattooed tattooed hairline. I love it with the dreads and the back.
I
That's
mean, I mean that's crisp, yo. That he's got his. What's with the gap, though?
the line, like they were like gonna finish lining it up and they
And they're
or
like,
like
nah.
They
This is
didn't finish coloring it in? Or is it like a Spanish, like a line, like how they do, you know, um, uh, it, like the lines in the side. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. Well, I mean,
It's
there's,
like
like, designs and stuff, but that no, I've never seen that before. That is couture. That is one of a kind. I also
it's
love the neck beard. I was talking to a dude on Tinder. He kept sending me pictures like that, like, with
with
just
the
his
little chin beard.
and I'm just like, "Bro, you're not Amish, you're from Staten Island, like, what is with the neck beard? Like, bro."
It's like the Hitler stash of the chin.
It really is.
It's
Such
like
a weird piece of like, underneath like, why is this area like, at least do the full chin.
yeah, like
Like
up onto the chin a little bit, like right here on the sides a little bit, like a little bit of
yeah,
this
like a
is
goatee, like, I don't know what that is.
yeah, this is a skullet with dreads mixed
A
with a
skillet?
I don't all right, we're gonna move on. Number two, it's not it's the look, not the tattoo. All
Oh, there's
right.
yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's your uncle. No. This one has okay. That's a this
Oh,
has
I thought my
she's
forehead was big, yo.
she's got a 9 head. She might be an 11.
I'm
Her ear
like,
she looks like Nosferatu.
my hair's naturally blonde though, so I have a lot of baby hair, so it will look
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
than really.
You got just gotta seal your edges down. No, all right. Let's see here.
Oh, we got another skillet.
Another one with the does he have like what is happening? Is this
Or
like a
is
scar?
I feel like someone may have ripped that out of his
It
head.
looks like yeah, it looks like he got scalped at some point.
You need to stay off the reservation with your white ass. What are you doing?
I can't tell if it's a wig or not over like just short dark hair right here.
Or it kinda looks like, yeah, the
Or
netting
like
on the
bed
wig
yeah, like
doesn't
the
have it
lace.
all the way. Yeah,
All right. He's got a decent mustache at least. He's got the Hulk Hogan going on.
yeah, that's respectable.
All right. Okay. I
Oh, they had
don't
to hold this man's head still to be able to take a picture.
he looked like he was smoking some intense like DMT or something. I don't
Just get
know.
a PCP, one of that's PCP,
Oh,
that
PCP. Yeah, my
that
dad used to
sweet
sell that.
angel dust, the burns on his nose.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He was torching up.
Oh,
Okay. I
is he
mean, it's
sing
Pete Davidson. Yeah, I
Pete
don't
Davidson from a different timeline.
yeah, exactly. We shifted. Yeah, I don't
Is
that
that supposed to be a
whatever
swastika?
for being I mean for being a like a prisoner, yeah, that's like a fun swastika. It's like kind of a
But
happy
it
one.
looks like one of those S things that we
Yeah,
used to
yeah, the
see.
90s things. It's so funny. I just saw that somewhere the other day. It's like bubbly. It's bubble letters. It's a bubble letter swastika,
Oh,
actually.
well, that's cute. He added some flair to
And it
it.
just says fun on his chin. Just fun.
I bet he is. He looks like a good
I bet he can take it on the chin for sure.
time.
All right, let's see here.
He has.
Okay, this is just a Charlie Manson. Like I don't know, like new
The
version.
setting is weird. Why did they allow that on his?
Maybe he spit on someone at some point, or
Oh yeah, no, they put that if
it.
yeah, they're
It's
trying to
kind of
do
it's kind of like the dog cone when they go to the vet. Like
Howdy the cone is what I've always called it.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, this is whiteface and I demand an apology.
He was just stuck his whole head in the bag of cocaine before he came in. He was like, "Fine, take me."
He's like, I haven't done any cocaine. You can't find it. That he's
Oh,
got
this
those.
is yeah. The
That's
skin
a lot of
dermal.
money to do that. The dermal
They're
stuff.
expensive. They're expensive. He was really committed to the bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks murdery. I gotta scroll on. I'm gonna have nightmares later.
Oh, contacts. Those are stupid.
Okay. These captions are kind of weak, but this person does not look weak. This person looks like they will kill you if they just stare at you. With the old my sister's one actually used to wear just
Believe it,
one.
they allowed him to take pictures with those contacts in.
I guess if he's handcuffed, they're like maybe not going to take him out for him. I don't know. Is that
I don't.
I've
That's
never I've never been
they're
that
not
much.
directional lenses. I know that.
I've never been put in prison. I've been arrested, but not in prison. So I don't know that process. But this
Oh,
is
your long neck. Hi. Like, why
yeah.
did you doing this?
Okay. It just looks like a
That's all the meth.
yeah. We have tons of problems with that up here. Let's see here. an old guy dressed in a skirt. This transphobic, but also that dress. It's it's like the
Maybe he just wanted to look pretty, police officer.
yeah. Where's his
Like
wig?
a lady.
All right, what is this? What do we got here?
A dermal thing, or is that a cyst?
A goiter or whatever.
Oh,
I
elephantitis.
oh yeah, or like a cyst that got like really like it needs to get like
Yeah,
drained or
yeah.
whatever.
I
All
have
right.
cystectomy. I've had them. Well, I mean,
Oh my
I've
god.
seen that they look that big. They've never been that big. Who
No,
are
I
you?
know this is
It reminds me of the movie Mask.
mask. Yeah. No, my friend's mom used to watch that all the time when we were younger with
Dude, it was a great
that was
movie.
Cher or Barbara Streisand or something.
Cher.
Sure. Yeah. She was like the mom, right? And Rocky is
Yeah,
her
she was
son.
a biker, and like her son had that weird disease. And I've been
Yeah.
someone had once said he's like, "You look like the dude from Mask," and I was like, "That was the sickest burn."
Yeah, you have his skin tone, but you don't.
I do not have freckles.
I'm just
Like,
kidding. All
that's
right. This grandma, I would that
oh,
this looks like if like Johnny Knoxville, like when he dresses up like a lady, or like Spike Jones, like when he's the grandma in Jackass. Like, all right, we got a couple of minutes here. We got a minute left. All right, let's see. That's terrible. This guy had his skull bashed before he got arrested. That's so heinous.
I
This
mean, he's
guy,
obviously not thinking straight.
and that's another quality swastika. This guy is scary. I can't even look at him. He has murder eyes. I don't want to look at it anymore. Uh oh, he got the tongue splitter thing done. Oh my god, remember when that came out? It was so popular.
I almost did that with my tongue. Instead, I just had two piercings. I had a barbell and then a horseshoe for it.
Yeah. All right, we got less than a minute left, so I'm gonna click out and
Okay.
just click right back in the same link in a minute at the email that I sent to you. Okay.
Well, these are the people of my nightmares. This
I
first
we're gonna finish
here.
up this list. All right. Like, what do I have hanging up? I just changed my pictures recently. My sister gave me this kidney for
I mean, you can't
my
really
birthday.
get it behind my custom candy wrappers, but no one needs to know my aunt's trash.
Your hoarder
Oh,
trash.
and you can read Bill Hicks's principles of comedy and emotions and feelings. Words for emotions and feelings. And then there's me. I have clothes on, kind of.
Special for the YouTube viewers only.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Yeah.
back. This is for the
All right.
YouTube. This is for the YouTube too. YouTube, you got to pull this up. People listening on the Spotify channel or wherever you listen to podcasts at, you got to pull these. I'm going to start putting my links. I'm going to go back and edit and put all my links that I use in these descriptions of the sound of the
Yeah, yeah. So
podcast.
that way people be like, "What are
Yeah.
you talking about?"
Yeah. Like you can watch the YouTube, but they might not want to sit there and fast forward. People aren't that lazy. Whatever. Thank you, listeners. I appreciate you. We appreciate my 50 listeners that I have or whatever right now. Um, you're not cool, dude. No, that's yeah. I remember when that thing came out, and just only the creepiest guys alive have the tongue. Women, when they get it, it's kind of like hot. It
But
is
also
kind of,
that's like
but
because it's just the tip. Like he did like
the
half.
half. It's like in
Yeah.
half. Yeah, he's a character. Is this
I
a
wonder what he sounds like.
I feel like that vocal fry that you just did there at the end kind of is it. He'd be like, yeah.
What's on his neck? Is that 444
I can't
99?
tell if it's 994 999 444 974. I don't know. It's just
Oh, I do write my sevens like that. That's public.
and that's a spider on his face, like a radioactive Spider-Man spider. It kind of looks like not like
Okay.
the scary one, like a
I was thinking about getting a face tattoo, but a lot of these pictures are kind of making me think maybe.
yeah. I made a joke the other day. Actually, women, I really like the under like eyebrow line one on women sometimes, and me someone were joking about saying getting dye mad right there.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
Isn't that so funny?
That would be super funny. One of my good friends, when I lived in Hollywood, he used to manage California Tattoo, like right on the corner of Las Palmas and Hollywood Boulevard. Go check them out; they're awesome.
It's a good plug.
But,
That's a good plug.
there was this kid, like I was there because like when I first moved there, he didn't have internet, so I would go to the shop and like work online and stuff. And there was this kid who came in with this wad of cash. He's like, "Yo, I want to get fuck you tattooed on my forehead. And everyone in there was like, no. They're like, but I got money. And they all looked at, they're like, no, what are you, fucking 12, first of all? And then they're like, you're never gonna get a job. And one of the dudes is like, oh, you think you're gonna, and it was one of like biker dudes. He may or may not have been a part of an organization.
I mean,
But
you know.
but he's like, you ain't gonna have that money for very long. You keep whipping it out like that. Like you think like just went on this rant. You think you're tough, motherfucker. You're gonna need to get a real job. It like fucking like scared him out. He's like, move along, little doggy. Crazy the shit that people wanted to get tattooed. I guess I shouldn't talk. I do have a nutsack tattooed on my thumb.
I mean, I hate my lower back tattoo from when I was like 17. I wanted to tattoo early and my mom was willing to take me. Now I hate it. Like it's
I
it's
had my back
funny.
tattoo covered up. I had my first tattoo covered up. It was just a bigger version of the thing that I had, but
I've had a bunch of cover-ups because like one was like the artist like got addicted to heroin in the middle of doing like the two trees on my hips and like didn't finish. So it was like, all right, I gotta, and they were not pretty. They were like too masculine. So I got like a girl that I like that me and my sister both go to. She's really great. Check her out, Carly Cleary. She's private only. Don't try to ask for a tattoo appointment. But yeah, I don't know. I have some stuff that I'm like, I like most of mine. Some things that sun that I have on my lower back from
yeah, some
whatever.
of my favorite ones are like the stupidest ones. Like I love my red flag tattoo.
Yeah.
So when I
It's
wave, I could just wave my red flag. I got a new one here in Austin because my dog Lucy passed
oh
away.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Sorry.
so I got her paw print and her name on my hand.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Um, I know a bunch of tattoo artists, like, and they're the one we used to hang out with when they were younger. He lived above the tattoo shop, so it was pretty cool. But he did a lot of the flash himself, and then like he's like showed us this one, and it was all nice tattoos, really great artistic. And then he's like, look at this one, it's like a little this big, and he was like, it was a little penis with wings.
That's what me and my best friend. Well, it's a dick with balls, but when we shake hands, like she has the
Oh, the
shaft.
balls or whatever. You have the balls.
Yeah, I got the balls. She
Yeah.
let me have the balls because she's a tattoo artist, so she has like
Oh,
a bunch
sure.
of them
Yeah.
shit tattooed on her. She's like, "You're in the public eye. You can have the balls." I'm like, "People don't know the balls, dude. People know they're like, do you have nuts tattooed on your thumb?" And I'm like, "Yes, it might be it's my
That's why he would always say like if somebody genuinely came in and saw that and like asked me to do it, I would pay them to get it. That's how funny it is to me to have like a little tiny dick with wings. I used to want it. I used to want it. I should have got that on my lower back instead. Now, all right, let's finish this article because we have still your story to go to, and I do have another article if we have time left. I like that. This their caption. They're trying. It's pretty funny. That's a pretty good roast.
They don't need to say
Black
from the Simpsons.
I mean, young people sometimes don't know things, so they do. You do anymore. You have to like make it really. Maybe if they would have used the K, because isn't his a K anyhow? I don't know. This guy's terrifying either way. Um.
That's math. Where's the rest of
Oh.
their face?
Oh, they have that small face disease. That's not a thing. I made that up. Their dreads
One
is
of
their
those heads
dreads.
from Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yo, their dreads is like a half of their face. And then wait, it's like a third, and then their forehead is a third, and then a third is the rest of their face.
I feel like if they put their teeth in, it would probably help. They just don't have their teeth in
That's
right
true. You know what? That would expand the jaw down enough to make it. All right, you guys gotta check this one out on the visuals. I should have um this is whoa, okay. He doesn't like his big ears. He wears them every day. That's not even what is that? Is that his
Oh, so
skin?
he had fucking gauges in, and then
Oh, and then twisted it to like hang.
maybe
Like,
maybe he wants to identify as Dumbo.
is it like when a kid in my fourth grade class used to like turn his eyelid inside out and be like, check out what I can do? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
all
Gross.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
this
no, he
one's
just took his gauge ear and just
his
wrapped it
gauge
up.
circle. He took his circle of his giant, dumb, stupid, hangy
I
gauge
wonder if somebody
and
like ripped
wrapped
him.
he
That's
wrapped it around like like a hair tie, kind of. I'm trying to give a good visual to the listeners that aren't on YouTube right now.
Oh, man.
They're very small. They're like an inch big now. His ears are like an inch big now. All right.
Yeah.
Next one. Oh, he looks like the what's that? My sister used to call it the bomb eyeball movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the guy has the glass eye that he takes out.
Oh,
Last Action Hero.
last
Like,
action hero. So he just has like a black. I would have sex with him.
you would. He's I know he is
What
actually
kind of
not.
drugs you got though,
He
yo?
doesn't he doesn't have a swastika tattoo, to be fair. So it's like a step up from the rest of the
No
guys in
face
the lineup.
tattoos. Like
No
he's not
face
a
tats.
bad looking guy.
If he had an eye, I would take an eye patch over this scary. What he has, listeners, is
He
like
would
a.
look amazing as a pirate. I
It,
feel like he could pull off that look way better than
I
this.
feel like it's not a blacked out contact. It's like a insert that he got instead of a glass eye. It's some kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cheaper
He
insert.
probably couldn't afford
That's what I
and
mean. Yeah, it's just some kind of an insert, like a plastic maybe, or like some other
who
material.
was in there.
It's like way smaller than the other eye. It's like visibly not as wide. So it's disturbing because if you cover up half, I actually like if you cover up the
Yeah,
blue
no, he's not
eye.
a bad looking dude,
I
yo.
kind of like the demon eye better. All right, let's
He's
get
got a
on.
decent
Let's move
hairline.
on. Let's move on. All right. Oh, she had tried to do that thing where they say you can put powder in your hair instead of dry shampoo, and that doesn't work for black girls. First of all, I was like, no, it does, but like, I
What
don't
is
know.
the
I don't.
witch the Little Mermaid,
Oh,
Ursula?
Ursula. That's a good. She should have been the Ursula. She would be perfect. You guys got to see her. You got to check her out. All right, Hulk. No, he's just a. He just looks like the kind of guy that goes like when he breathes all the
He
time.
looks like he has a lot of
Oh, yeah,
inflammatory stuff going on.
he needs
He
like
actually looks like he's got a bunch of shit in his
yeah,
mouth.
or like chewing tobacco on both sides and his lip.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's his face is actually his whole head is a penis head. If you take the all the if you
I mean,
flesh it
that's a
out.
pretty big head, yo. That's a big
No,
thing.
it's a nice penis head, but it's not good for a human head and neck area to kind of be.
He doesn't have a neck. There's no
That's what yeah, it's like that's what I mean. It's like the shaft. It's like the head ends right here. You guys have to go on
yeah.
the visual for this part. The head ends right here, and then this is the start of the shaft, and then his shoulders don't count. His neck is the same width because the black t-shirt, it kind of
Yeah.
just looks like it could be a penis all the way down. If he was just real super skinny with that head, it would be great. Okay, oh, I scrolled to this guy really fast. uh I like this.
He's
All right, the caption is good. They wrote, "You missed a spot," and it's a guy with his entire face and neck and ears, but like one spot on his shoulder. It's like not.
like around his neck area. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's.
Clavicles, I think, so they're called.
Yeah, he's just. I mean, they're not bad tattoos. They're just like skulls and spider webs all over his whole face. All
He
right,
definitely got
this looks
prison.
like fake costume tea. This is
That's
not.
not a real
That's not
person. They're
real.
all
That's not real.
NPCs.
This one's Photoshop. I think this article's fake now. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Haha. Michael
Michael
Jackson. Yeah.
Oh, oh, he's got
This.
the Artie Lang thing. Oh.
Oh, yeah. His nose fell apart from.
Dude, that's
uh,
why I stopped doing cocaine. I fucking watched a TikTok.
I listen.
And this girl like had all this reconstructive surgery and she had this huge
Yeah.
guard. Like she
I mean,
explained
Artie.
it all, and
Artie.
I'm like feeling my nose, and I'm like, I don't need to do that. Yeah, I can smoke crack if I need to do it.
Artie's enough for me. And besides that, like, I don't know. It's just I got hit at a hardcore pit one time when I was younger. So I have deviated septum already that never got fixed from that. So I don't need it to melt.
I do love nose candy though. Not gonna lie.
I always like Special K, but then someone told me that there's this guy he knew that like did so much that his bladder disintegrated because it
Uh,
does something to your bladder. I guess the street
Janine
version.
does it? I
I
mean,
know
you could.
he said he knew this guy, my friend, like a trusted friend was like, I know this guy. And I mean, it's a little, you're not supposed to you're not supposed to like microwave a vial of liquid horse tranquilizer, cat tranquilizer, and then scrape it off and sniff it or whatever.
Well, only when we were in a hurry.
Yeah.
My when we were younger, his uncle was a vet, and so his cousin would get us like a whole case of ketamine.
Yeah.
And
No.
normally we'd take like a boiling pot, and put a plate over it
Yeah.
and cook stuff. Because
No.
otherwise it'd be popping like popcorn in the microwave.
Hang on with a bunch of ravers that did not care. They were not using
Right?
that microwave for food.
I never put the K that much. It always kind of made me nauseous if I did too
Oh, you
much.
know what? That's me with opiates. So I'm not an opiate person, but the K, I actually think I want the nose spray for depression that they're giving out now. That's probably why I liked it so much.
I mean, I have ADHD. That's why I like
Yeah.
the cocaine. Now I just
Yeah.
have prescription drugs, so I don't need to take
Exactly. That's
it
what I
anymore.
want. I want the prescription ketamine. It's just insanely expensive until they medicalize it or whatever. All right. Anyway, uh, oh, this guy's yawning in the photo. Okay, yeah, he's like literally yawning in his mugshot.
Or maybe he's saying,
Or he's like special needs and like yeah, it could be like making a noise. You don't know. All
uh,
right. Nice tat. What is this? He just has like just his neck tatted like over his scary.
all his eyebrows, let's clarify. And then he's also got like some scarring stuff, also as like
Oh, his
tattoos.
oh wait, hold on. I think is this like branding on his face like for sideburns? It's sideburns that are branded on. Is that
It kind of looks like some weird design on his head. He's got those
he has
implants.
horns. He's got the dermal implants of horns. He's got middle of his eyebrows pierced, top of his skull pierced 3 times, like
I bet
surface
he's got great
piercings.
Molly though.
But he like has really like it's the tattoo, the nose of this like figure on his neck in all colors. That the nose is
Oh
his
well,
Adam's
Adam's
the
apple
Adam's apple.
makes
My
the nose
oh my
stick
god.
out.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just like that's the nose part in the face. All right. He's got the almost big vagina ear, like old vagina lip ears with the holes
Oh
from all the
yeah,
guys I know. Everyone that was in hardcore when we were younger, when I was in the band and stuff, they're all like had to get their
dude, if
ears
they
sewn
weren't
up.
doing those things, they would stink so
Oh,
bad.
I know. Ew.
It
All
was
right. Oh, this guy does have a big neck. That's what the caption is. I've never seen a neck this big before. And
I also feel like he's kind of doing that on purpose.
he's making the face on purpose and like trying to flex, I think, but that is a thick neck. Like
What
kind of
he's
scary.
doing
Like
a
if
lot
you
of bobbing and weave.
he's got some crazy traps too, to be fair. He looks like he bench presses Toyotas. All right. Um,
He's just doing barbell lifts, like the
yeah.
barbells.
With the neck, with his teeth. Yeah. All right. This next guy is like got some just dreads, some regular old like beard, and then but also like Dade County written on his chest in like
Oh, Florida.
Simpsons on the chalkboard writing on his front of his chest. But they said in the caption like how he has this cute little like star at the point of his nose, like everything else is. But he has Day of the Dead skulls. It's in line. It's in line with the rest of it. I feel like he dated a chick tattooer, and she was like, "Let me practice on your whole face, puta," and he was like, "See,
That or he got him in prison. Those kind of look like prison
could be
photos.
both, yeah." It could be either. Girlfriend in prison. All right, Justin Bieber in 10 years. This caption is dumb as hell. This is like a small person. No, it's like
I
they
mean, they're definitely not tall.
yeah, they're petite. This person is petite. They are have a tattoo goatee, a
Yeah,
tattoo of like a dolphin for eyebrows over jumping over 3 circles
does
of
look like
water.
yeah, it does look like dolphins.
Dolphins and then like also circles. So some
Yeah,
kind of dots, some kind of like a maybe the moon phases. I don't know. And then like a neck tattoo that kind of looks like waffles, even though it's supposed to be spider webs.
definitely
Um, and
just like
the hair situation here is like the hairline goes down to the middle of their forehead, but it's just all baby hair that looks like if I never stop shaving my legs, like if I just let them go forever, it's the same color.
yeah. Well,
It's
definitely shave their head and like let it grow back.
yeah, but that's like weird, patchy, like not the same
Yeah, well,
tone.
drugs.
True, true. Okay, yes. And malnutrition. Okay. Anyway, this looks like guys I hung out with at the mall when I was younger. Looks like Gene Meyer. Shout out Gene Meyer.
This
Um,
is some Dragon Ball Z type shit.
oh my god, my high school ex-boyfriend thought he was that so hard. Any guy that thinks they're a Dragon Ball Z guy is a narcissist. It's actually science. All right. Let's see here. It's not the 100 scratches on your face, it's the huge size of your forehead that makes this. Oh, I've seen this guy before. I've seen this exact guy before, and like other funny mugshot like articles that I've seen over the years. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just like a psycho trying to make like a scary, I'm scary face at the camera. I don't
That's
know.
probably PCP again.
Yeah. They're kind of getting like worse. They were funnier at the beginning. This is just like a scary lady. She got blood on her face. Did she bite someone, or is that like a birthmark?
That looks like I can't tell. I mean, it's very
It's just like a
symmetrical.
dark patch on her like lower chin in a square rectangle shape. Um, a pirate. That's funny. He looks like he would be on like Captain Hook's ship.
Oh, God, that's a weird lazy eye. It like rolls up.
Maybe it's a glass one that's not balanced.
Uh,
It has bad gravity.
Airline though.
Yeah, it's like a scary old guy that you would see in like Western Pennsylvania or Tennessee or something. um,
Oh,
at least he's a patriot. That's a good that's a good caption. All right, so
and he loves a Chevy.
he has the stars from the Stars and
Terrifying
Stripes.
and corrupt.
He has the American flag, the blue part on his entire forehead. For those of you listening at home,
And then
he's
he wants to be pirates.
and then he has the eye patch, which I do. I think an eye patch is sexy on a guy. Even though I love beautiful eyes, I'll stare at that other one so lovingly.
Oh,
This
God.
is a eye patch tattoo over his eyeball. Is this a Scully? Is this a Scully that he's wearing on his
I think, yeah, yeah.
All right, he's got the Chevy symbol
Yeah,
under his
Chevy. He
left
loves America.
eye.
It's true.
It's like you don't need any other tattoos. He wanted like how women get permanent makeup. He got an eye patch and a bandana instead of going bald naturally.
Like biker thing.
All right, you guys. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, they are beautiful. She is beautiful. I don't know what we're talking about here. Why we're making fun of this one? I'm gonna scroll past.
I want to know where they got that white eyeshadow from that stays
That
that
is
white.
actually whiteout.
Yeah, I
That
know
is
that makes
actually caulk.
sense.
That is actually paper mache mix.
Well, the eyebrows you get fixed.
The eyebrow looks like when they got it tattooed on, they tried it was this they tattooed over, they did the drag queen eyebrows over top of the very dark already Hispanic eyebrows, which as a Hispanic woman, you
You
don't
gotta
do that.
cover.
You
Well,
got
matter. You gotta shave them and
yeah,
then.
exactly, or wax and then do the yeah. Especially if you're gonna do the white eyeshadow because it just looks like you did a bad smoky eye. Not
Yeah.
not hot. I like the double Monroe piercing, but like it looks like it's just drawn on with a pencil. All right, she's beautiful. Anyway, so much going on here. Another just all tattoo face white guy. It's like white guys, get another scary rhetoric. I don't know. Like be something else besides just tattoo face. It's not that scary anymore. He's got the
I'm
hymn.
like,
I
if
thought this
anything,
was from the band Hymn.
they're it shows that they have a lot of dedication and that they could sit for a long time.
I personally think it's trying to be blackface. So I don't. I think it's racist. I think it's fucked up.
You think those are like Celtic
They're
knots
called.
with
It's all Celtic knots on his whole face on a black background. Okay, this is literally this guy is black facing, with minus his nose has a spider on it.
is that a fucking bow tie? His neck is a bow tie, polka dotted
Oh,
bow.
it's a clown bow tie. It makes me think of Problem Child and what's his name? Kramer. Kramer's in the he's the bad guy in that, and he's like smiley pies. Like Problem Child is a great series. Watch that if you're a Gen Z and you're listening to
I
this.
saw a movie with John Ritter from
Yeah. Oh my God,
that
he's
was
dead. R.I.P. I forgot. Okay. That's the same bow tie that like that little kid wears in
yeah, where
that. Maybe that's what he's trying to identify as. He's like, I'm problem child.
what is that like
I
supposed to
can't.
be?
It's like
Like
a
a
dog.
dog?
I think it's a pit bull in his clavicle or whatever this is right
Oh,
here. His windpipe is a pit bull, I believe, with its tongue out. A muscular one,
yeah.
of course, naturally. No, the up, yeah, he should have just again shaved this and tattooed the hairline. Like, who cares if a little bit of hair grows over? Do the top. Why does he have a yarmulke of untattooed head? It's
I don't know what's
disturbing.
going on with his nose either.
He's got three religions going on. All right. Uh is that it? That was the end of our list. Oh, okay. He was pretty good for the last one. All right. We're getting out of here. We're gonna close this thing out because I'm pretty sure that was the end of that. I'm gonna edit this me playing around with this stop share right here for a minute. All right. So now we have a good amount of time left here because I do have another article if it's to palate cleanse at the end if we have time. But if not,
All right.
we are going to I stopped screen sharing, right? Yes. You briefly told me, and I had no idea you actually were going to join the police academy at one point.
I was I have a degree in criminal justice, my associate's degree.
Okay.
And at this particular technical college that I went to, they had a program where we can get certified for law enforcement. So I was certifiable, as they call it. I had passed. It's all the same tests that police officers take, when they're in the academy: defense and arrest tactics, evac, first responder, and then what was the other class? I actually have the certificate. I
That's
wonder
so
if I
funny.
put on it. Maybe not. Oh yeah, no, my computer won't do it. I'll show it. When did I get that? Firearms first responder evac dat. April 11th, 2003.
Oh, okay.
So it was like I think it was like a 6 or 8 week program or something like that. It was fun. I got to shoot guns. I got pepper sprayed. I got tasered. I learned, how to drive like a cop and stuff like that. I did all of that because I'm still into like forensic pathology and more so now like forensic psychology, I guess. And there was one show, I think it was one of the CSI shows, where they had talked about how a lot of the scientists and stuff don't know the law, and a lot of the police officers don't know the science. So I was like, yo, I'm just going to learn both
Yeah.
because ADHD. At the time, I did not know that, but I was like, yeah. So I'm going to go to school and I'm going to, just get the degree in criminal justice. And then when I went to like an actual, 4-year college, that's when I was going to start doing the other stuff. Um, but obviously, I took multiple different career paths.
I mean, I think there is a point in time when CSI was big. My sister and I used to watch that all the time.
Yeah.
But that everyone wanted to be a forensic scientist. I had that period of time where I was like, "Ooh, I would be good at this. I'm good at
Yeah.
retracing the steps and paying attention." How there's the idea of on the forensic team. There's always the continuity person. You know what I mean? Like film continuity. There's that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
good
yeah.
at that. I feel like I would be good at like the crime scene. You know what I mean?
And
Like
that kind of stuff out.
splatter analysis, like all
Yeah.
the sciency part of it. Plus that involves investigation too. Like you're not just but then I found out I know a girl whose dad is like a DA, and like she
Mhm.
legitimately took the whole forensic science thing. It's more of an old boys club than comedy. It's like you have to be the mayor's nephew's
Yeah.
whatever to get an
Oh, of course. Of
actual
course.
job, especially in like a city. You might get like some wherever weird county you
Yeah.
might be, but like they get one crime every 10 years and then
Yeah.
you don't solve it right. And then they make a fucking documentary about how shitty of a job you did.
Yeah. I thought about like being a mortician too. I thought
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool. Or
That's
pretty much anything.
another one though. Like you got to be in with like a funeral home already, and that's part of it is like owning the funeral home. Is like the mortician usually works for the people
Yeah,
who
yeah.
own.
No, there's a lot of different things with it. My mom was a nurse, and I've always been, really fascinated with like medical stuff and biology and the
Sure.
human body. But I don't like people. A
Yeah.
whole lot. But like dead people, because I was a nursing assistant. I was a CNA for a while.
Oh yeah.
That is how I found out that I did not like people, but I could handle dealing with dead bodies because I worked in, the black wing, the death wing, and I worked third shift. So a lot of, the residents that were there, they didn't have long to live. And so once they passed away, a lot of times I was the one who would prepare the body, for family members to come see them before they're taken off or whatever. And that didn't bother me at all, like at all. But when I had to like check someone's blood pressure, I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
You're like,
So I'm
stop
like,
breathing
yeah, I'm
already.
like, it's way easier when you guys are like dead to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like how I talk about accounting. It's like numbers don't talk back to you. That's why I don't like doing like customer service jobs anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But when I was going to school for this particular day, the day that I got that cute little piece of paper, was also the exact same day I got my first possession of marijuana ticket, and almost got my first DUI, all
So
within a 15-hour
All right. So break this down for me. It's 2003. That was the year you said?
2003, and I was working at the strip club outside of the city.
Okay.
Just gone back to dancing. I think I was like back to dancing for like a year after breaking up with this guy, and I needed, money to pay for school like every
Sure.
other stripper. And I didn't want to be in city limits because I'm going to school to be a cop. And I also, I think at that time I may have been working part time as like loss prevention at Walmart.
Okay.
Or maybe it was the armored car driver. I was an armored car driver
Okay.
for a while too. I was doing one of those two jobs, to go along the lines of.
Yeah. I mean, I would do
Yeah,
armored
yeah,
car
yeah,
driver.
I used to be a security guard
Oh,
at
yeah,
some,
yeah,
um, and so for some reason, the owner of the strip club is called the Show Palace in Darien, Wisconsin, if anyone remembers. Um,
yeah.
I had talked the owner into having split shifts at this club,
Okay.
specifically during the summertime, because there's a day shift and a night shift, and the dancers between the day shift and the night shift literally are day and night. But
Oh,
in the
yeah.
summertime, the most of the people, especially like during the weekdays, would come there for a happy hour, and then stay till like 8, 9, maybe 10 o'clock at night. And that's where most of the money was made. So I didn't want to sit there at 11 o'clock in the morning, on days that I had to work at night, or, when I had school in the morning. I didn't want to fucking like be at the club till 2:30 and then, not get home till like 3:30 in the morning from driving. And so I convinced him that we needed like a split shift between like 2 and 10. And he agreed to it, which was awesome. So me and my two friends, Summer and Eliza, we were working the split shift that day. And I believe it was a Wednesday because we were at, we went to work, I picked up my little certificate, did the whole school thing, and was at the titty bar by 2. And got ready, did my shift. And during that shift, because I had just got the certificate and stuff, I was getting annihilated, just drinking profusely a lot. It was busy, it was super busy. And so a lot of people were buying me shots and were drinking. So by 10 p.m. I am hammered. Just a typical Wisconsin, I'm still totally coherent enough to drive and to form it, like, function as a human being. So we decided to go to this bar in Elkhorn that had a ladies' night. I want to say it was like the Red Room or something like that. I don't remember. But it had a ladies' night, where everything was free for us, and we hung out there a couple of times. So we decided to go there, and we're there for maybe an hour or two, and drinking, doing shots, dancing, having a good old time. And we ran out of weed. Like, we knew we needed to pick up weed. We were waiting for our dude to get home so we could go pick up some weed. And Ashley's going to stay in the bar. Me and Eliza, we're going to go out and we're going to go pick up our weed. And so we're drunk and we're just having a blast, just talking, and get into my car. And neither of us have weed, by the way. Like, we have paraphernalia, we have bowls and stuff like that, but neither of us have any weed on us. And we're just sitting there talking, because we're both drunk, just talking. And then two dudes come up to both sides of the window and knock on the window. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And I just look at him. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Very confused. Looked over there. I'm like, "Hi, buddy." I'm like, "Eliza, do not open the fucking door. Whatever you do, do not open the door. Do not roll down the window." I actually had to stick my keys into the ignition to roll down the window. Okay, that is very important because I had been drinking and I couldn't find any gum. I'm like, "Oh fuck," because I knew, I knew it was a cop, but at the time he didn't show us a badge. He's in plain clothes. He's
yeah.
two plainclothes officers. So I stick my key in the ignition, I roll it down like that much, and then I turn off the car and take my keys out of the ignition again. He's like, "What are you two doing?" And I'm like, "We're having a conversation. Like, we're literally just talking." And He's like, "Oh, I saw you light something," and Eliza had lit a cigarette because her
Yeah.
window was down a little bit. It's April in Wisconsin. It's still very cold. I believe there's probably still snow on the ground. Um, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out of the car," and I'm gonna need you to get the fuck away from my car. I have no idea who you are. You are just two random men coming up to two women in a vehicle. And now you're telling me to get out of the car? I'm like, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to show me a badge if you say you're a cop, if you think you're a cop or whatever. Otherwise, I'm going to run you the fuck over. Um, and he just kind of stared at me and looked at the other dude. I'm like, yo, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, if you're a cop and you want me to get out of the car, you need to prove to me that you're a fucking cop. Do your job, bro.
Very smart.
I'm like, what the fuck? And so he finally showed me his badge. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, now we can have a conversation. I'm still not getting out of the vehicle. I'm like, that's so cute how you thought I was just going to get out of my vehicle because you told me to. And so we're going back and forth, and Eliza's kind of freaking out. I'm literally holding onto her hand. I'm like, bitch, do not get out of this fucking car. We do not legally have to get out of this car. I'm like, I showed her the piece of paper. I'm like, we do not have to get out of this car right now. And so he started saying something. He's like, we're gonna run your plates. I'm like, run the plates. Do your job. Go away. I'm like, we're just sitting here having a conversation. He's like, well, and then all of a sudden he's like, well, I smell marijuana. I'm like, 3-4 minutes into this, and now you smell marijuana. I'm pretty sure it's the fucking Newport she's smoking, sir. Okay. I'm like, calm down. I'm like, no one has, and I didn't want to say, I'm like, bro, we're gonna go get some. Like we don't have any
Yeah.
whatsoever. And so Eliza, she ended up getting scared and she got out of the vehicle. And as she got out of the vehicle, her pipe fell
Uh,
onto the front seat. Now he still can't legally search my car because everyone saw that it fell out of her pocket. So
yeah.
Eliza could have been in trouble for that. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, search my car. I'm like, you can search it. So I got out of the car. I'm like, here you go. Get in the car. I was running my mouth a lot because that's who I am as a white female who just got certified for law enforcement. And I have all my school books in the back, by the way. I have all my
Yeah.
books in the back, also all of my stripping stuff. And I told him, I'm like, bro, I just got certified today. I'm like, you guys are so fucked when I talk to my lawyer. Because the strip club, the owner of strip club, he has a lawyer that he'll pay for the girls to like get out of tickets and stuff like that. So
Sure.
I was like, this is 100% going to this motherfucker. I'm like, but until then, I am going to have as much fun as humanly possible. And was having so much fun that they threw me in back of the cop car. While they were searching my vehicle because I wouldn't shut up, basically, because I told them that they were searching the vehicle wrong. And I'm like, oh, you can't go in the trunk because that's locked. Like, just basic shit. And so they threw me back in the cop car and I just started smoking a cigarette in the back of the cop car while they searched my car. And they come back. And my friend Eliza's out there. That they make her just stand out there. And the guy comes back and he's fucking furious that I'm smoking. I'm like, you never said in here. I'm like, fuck you. But he comes back with this paper bag and it's just this tiny paper bag and he shakes it. He's like, we found fleckles of marijuana present in your vehicle.
Right.
And I just busted out laughing. I'm like, what the fuck is a fleckle? I'm like, dirt, like it's April in Wisconsin, the amount of dirt, and they're like at that time, just trash everywhere,
it's just like if you don't clean your car every day in like a wintry, rainy season, you're getting in the northeastern hemisphere, you're getting little sticks and leaves and all kinds of
all
stuff.
sorts of dirt and debris. I'm like, really? You found fleckles? I'm like, that's what you're going with, officer. You found fleckles of marijuana in a dirty ass car. I'm like, oh my, I'm like, how did you test? I'm like, did you smoke it? Is that how you found out it was fleckles of marijuana? I'm like, you didn't tell it was fleckles. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna give me a ticket for fleckles of marijuana. And then there, he made one of them made some sexist comment about me being a stripper or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I may take my clothes off for money, but I know how to do your job better than you do, clearly. I definitely know why I got the ticket for fleckles of marijuana. That was my 100% me running my mouth. So like they let me out of the car. He's pissed. He has to roll down the windows because it's all smoky in there and shit. And takes me back to my car and writes me out the ticket. He's like, "All right, Marina, you have a ticket for possession of marijuana." And I'm like, I'm just clapping. Just, oh, big strong men writing me out a ticket.
Busting the real
That
criminals.
that is the definition of white privilege. Yes, right
That's
there.
the
Just,
cop privilege too, is that they can
oh,
they're going for the big guns, getting the stripper in the back of the
yeah,
club who
just
already
getting
has a tough life and might need to smoke some weed to get through the fucking
mhm.
night.
Yeah, I asked him, I'm like, "You could keep a pair of those panties, those normally cost $100."
Hold on,
I
let me
saw you
pause you.
I saw you sell them. Yeah.
Less
What?
than a We only have less than a minute, so do you want me
Oh,
to create a
okay.
new link so we can finish talking for a few minutes here, or you want to?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
I
right,
just wanted
okay, all right. It's about to cap out on us per Zoom, so I will have to send you a new link because my
okay,
Zoom is
okay,
crapped out. So give it a minute. Same thing. Sign back in, and I'll see you here in 1 second.
okay.
Okay, anyway, we were oh yeah, I really actually like I already like your synchronicity of your story because I feel like somewhere in the universe there was a reason cops came up to you the day that
The
you
day af oh, yeah, 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 and
had
that
taken the class and used their cop privilege, their like made up cop privilege to be like, let's bust these two strippers in the back of the strip club parking lot or wherever you're parked at nearby on the street,
it
wherever.
wasn't
Like,
far. We were at, I believe it was called the Red
oh,
Room.
you did say that. You said you went to another
Yeah,
bar, but still
yeah,
like two chicks, two like good looking chicks
we're
in the
just hanging
back of
out.
a
Yeah,
car.
and 2 undercover cops come and did not show us their badges at all. Um, Basically, illegally searched my vehicle and then tried to charge me for possession of marijuana for dirt that they found on the floor of my car. Uh,
But because you were mouthing off and they wanted to just give
I
you a
did,
$200 ticket or whatever for
I
it.
may have said some things that hurt their little feelings. Just a little ego driven on both parts, obviously. Both parties were all ego driven.
Sure.
So as he's writing me out the ticket, he's like, "All right, now we're going to give you a breathalyzer because you guys have to leave." And I was like, "Oh, that's something I know for a fact we will not be doing whatsoever." But also because I'm me, I'm like, "But you can give me the breathalyzer." I'm just like, "Yeah, sure, give me the breathalyzer." Because I wanted to see how drunk I was because I was about to drive. And at that time, I had been drinking for at least 10 hours. Okay. And this is like, I am in my mid 20s in Wisconsin, binge drinking. So I'm drinking like bubblegum vodka and soda and 3 shots of fucking
I love
tequila.
that bubblegum vodka.
Dude, it was so good. 3 olives.
It was
The
so good.
cherry too. The cherry was fucking jam, yeah. So he gives me this breathalyzer, and I know that I'm going to pass this breathalyzer only because in one of the classes, one of the training things, like an extra credit thing, was that the officers, like our instructors, got us drunk. But it was very like systematic, and then they gave new recruits got to give us sobriety tests, kind of thing. So we got to get drunk in school, like they gave us all ride home. It was super fun. But when it came to me, I was able to pass like the breathalyzer part, like blowing into the thing and even doing most of the shit that they had us do. And they were slightly concerned, I believe. And I'm just like, I don't know. They're like, blow from your lungs. They're like, they're like, do it like you're not going to get arrested, Alia. And I'm like, okay. And then like I blew a little bit more, but yeah, I just there's a trick to it that I don't think I should share with the public.
They can probably go on the dark web and figure it
I'm
out.
pretty sure I think I have though. You just keep whatever air you have in your mouth, like especially like the penny trick. As long as you're not taking those deep breaths, you should be all right. But I blew, I think I only blew like a point oh 0.01 or something like that. And in Wisconsin, it's like 0.04 is the legal amount where you could
Sure.
drive. And then, so I think I only blew like a 0.01 or a 0.02. And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, now you guys could go." And I'm like, "Oh, like I said, that's something that we're not going to do." And I grabbed my friend Eliza's hand and I fucking dragged her going back into the bar. And they weren't going to stop us. Like
I
they
mean,
couldn't.
Yeah.
They absolutely couldn't, because then I would have gone fucking ballistic. White girl power activated. But then, so we get up to the stairs, and I basically push Eliza in because I'm pissed she got out of the fucking car to begin with. I push her back in, and the music was kind of low, but I had held open the door, and I had screamed at the top of my lungs in a very deep, like, cheerleader, so people could hear me in the back. There are undercover cops in the parking lot looking for drug dealers. If you have anything, don't go outside. And then I turned around and I flipped off the cops. And then I proceeded back to the bar, and I sat down next to my friend Ashley, and I ordered us a round of shots. And then I just continued to drink until the bar closed. Which was a lot. And during that time, I was bawling a good, at least like the last hour. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, my career is over. I can't believe I got possession of marijuana ticket. Blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, Tony, he'll get the lawyer, blah, blah, blah. Everything, like what they did was fucked up, all the things, to
Yeah. Yeah.
make me feel better. Was not feeling better though. um, and so we're gonna leave. I'm not driving back to Milwaukee because I was a little too drunk. But my friend Summer, she lived. Oh no, we spent the night at Eliza's. Actually, it was Eliza's. Only like maybe a mile and a half away. That's nothing. I'm like, I could do that, but we have to take like the highway. And so I'm still bawling. And one of the key tricks that most people who do drink and drive know is that cruise control is your best friend. Because I don't bob and weave, I'm a speeder. And so I, for that little short trip to her house, I got pulled over for doing 80 in a 65.
Hmm.
And I'm already, makeup all down. And at this time, I have been drinking for about 15, 16
I
hours.
mean, sweating and dancing probably metabolized out a lot of
A
that.
little bit, yeah.
But you
Especially the
reset. You reset when you went into the second bar. You hit like a reset button on like, all right, I'm gonna start with 10
did. Well,
shots.
yeah. Well, I hit a very self-destructive mode too after
Yeah.
I dealt with those couples. Fuck you, motherfucker! I'm going to waste it now. Just super healthy uh, behavior, and
For a future cadet.
yes, yes. And so those were city cops that gave me, city detectives that gave me the possession of marijuana ticket. This was a deputy sheriff that pulled me over, and I'm bawling.
I
I'm just
just
bawling. I give him my license. I'm like, I am annihilated. Just arrest me now. My life is already over. Just please make sure my friends get home. And he's just like, okay, calm down. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over? Yeah, because I forgot to put it on fucking cruise control, and I was probably speeding because I'm very upset right now because I got a possession of marijuana ticket when I just graduated from blah, blah, blah. And I'm just rambling off, falling. He's like, all right, ma'am. He's like, calm down. He's, get out of the car. I'm like, of course. It just seems what I do today. Just get out of the fucking car for cops. What I do now. He's like, I'm going to give you a sobriety test. And I'm like, well, fuck, I passed the first one. I don't know about this one. Did not, I think I blew only like a 0.04, like a 0.5 or something. So I was like, I still got that. But when it came to like, I could do the nose taps, I could do the walking thing. But when it came to saying the alphabet, I forgot what came after W. I was so close because you can't sing it, you're not allowed to sing the alphabet. And I remember in class, I'm like, who the fuck forgets the alphabet? Like, I just remember that. And I even started laughing. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't think it was possible to forget the alphabet. Like, yeah, here I am. And I'm still crying, still laughing. He's like, and he kind of like that, kind of like he had a little bit of a smile. I remember when I had said that. He's like, all right, I'm gonna have you go back like go sit back in your car. I'm like, fine, whatever, blah blah blah. And my two friends are just like freaking out a little bit. They're like, oh fuck. And he comes back, and he's like, and he comes back. It took him a while. I want to say it was like 10 minutes. It felt like an eternity, obviously. And he comes back. He's like, all right, ma'am. He's like, this is what I'm going to do for you. He's like, I'm not going to give you a ticket this evening. I'm not going to arrest you. I'm going to give you and your girlfriend a ride home. And you're going to get that ticket taken care of. And you're never going to do this again. Yeah, right. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm promising I'm never gonna drink and drive. And I didn't. I didn't drink and drive for a really long time. I can't drink and drive now. That's a skill that you have to keep up daily. It's like football. You want to be good at sports. You want to be a good drunk driver. You have to do it every day.
Or drive a stick. That's why I drive a stick, because it's involved. You have to be able to
Yeah,
be
you have to. Yep,
you
yep.
know, as soon as you sit down, when you're before you're even pulled out of a parking spot, you're like, oh, I can't drive right now at all, so I'm gonna call an
Oh yeah,
Uber.
driving stick when you're drunk was kind of fun. I had a Volkswagen Fox that was stick that yeah. But if you're too drunk, oh no, you're burning that clutch.
So anyway, I interrupted you. So you're
Yeah, so he was the nicest man, the nicest deputy sheriff. He was also a deputy sheriff and not a city cop there. They're a little bit
what county? Do you know what county that was?
it was right outside of Elkhorn. It wasn't
Okay.
no. If you know where Elkhorn is, and you know that county, that's the county.
Okay. No,
That
it
is,
just I only asked, not that anyone else would even know, or I would even really know Minnesota counties or Milwaukee counties or anywhere, wherever the hell you were.
yeah.
But only because I love Fargo. And the whole time you were talking, the
Oh
show,
well,
the
sheriff,
series, the
sheriff
series.
are kind of like for the whole state.
Well, so like the series. So the
Oh
series is
yeah.
current.
No, Fargo,
Yeah.
Fargo is great. I'm a fan.
So it's about you. If I don't know if you've seen the current series, is about like a sheriff that's running up for reelection, and it's John Hamm, and he's
Oh, I
such
think I have seen that. I
okay.
just watching it after I think like the second
Oh no,
season.
so this is the current one that's actually on right now.
Oh, okay, with John
So
Hamm.
I've kept up with it because when I like had my transplant, it happened to be on TV. The like current season was on TV during that time, and like you can only
Yeah,
watch TV in there. So I was like all into it. Plus, I love those movies, the movie anyway. And I
the
went and
movie
I
is brilliant. Yeah,
so I watched the whole season. I did the whole series from whatever they had in the year 2020. So now I've been keeping up with it. This new one just came out and it's so good. And John Hamm is like when you were talking, it gave me a vibe of like probably him in this show sometimes when because he has like a deputy sheriff, and then he's the sheriff. He's real.
hmm
And like, but it just gives me the vibe of like, okay, I'll take these pretty girls home tonight because she told me this nice story. But then tomorrow he's
yeah,
like killing a guy in the shed out behind his like house or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, but no, so that's so you had two different encounters with law enforcement in the
yeah.
same day that you were about to become like thinking in your head,
Well,
you're like, this
I
is
was
it.
certifiable. It's
You're
called being
certifiable. Okay, so
certifiable for.
you were gonna pursue in your mind, you were gonna pursue some kind of career in law enforcement at that point. Is that where
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so what do you think to then what so that guy took you home and then what
I mean,
happens? Like
I don't really believe in coincidences. I think that was just a blatant sign.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what this podcast is. So thank you for saying it. There is no such thing as coincidence. It's all some kind of your path, your sign when you're on that road and you're like
Yeah, yeah.
looking for the video game Easter egg or the button to push.
Consequences. Yes. Every action leads down a road. Yeah, so that is
So
the time that I decided that I probably should not do that. Being that, I mean, I never really wanted to be a cop to begin with, but I was just like, yo, I like to party too much to be like responsible. Like, I had a gun and shit. And I'm like, and they're giving me a gun. And I was like, I've already tried to blow my head off with it once. I was like, "Hey, this is not,
they put you on Vice. You're just selling drugs openly. You're just
yeah.
on the street in your uniform, just selling.
Well, I was at that same place like my roommate at the time who happened to be my ex-boyfriend from high school. When I would come home from work, he would have Super Troopers on and
Oh
he would
yeah.
try to teach me how to roll joints.
I
after,
think
you
I've
know.
lived this same life at some point in time.
Yeah, so, like, there were signs. He was like, he's like, "I'm trying to program you to be, like, a cool cop." I'm like, "1, I was always gonna be a cool cop if I were to be a cop," but I had to keep telling my friends, "I don't wanna be a fucking cop."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that is when I decided, and I always wanted, to be more of a professional dancer anyway, so that kind of pushed me towards doing that,
So,
more.
so in another life, you are a cop somewhere. I feel in another timeline, you are
Oh, I
that.
mean, I would be a phenomenal detective. That's just like when I did loss prevention and shit like that, I was they had the Walmarts that I worked at, I kinda got stuck in, like, the back room, like, the camera room a lot of the times
Yeah.
because I stuck out like a sore thumb because I had all these.
Yeah, like I would see you if I was trying to steal a necklace or something and be
I'd
like,
be like, "Yo, yeah." So I was really good. I mean, that's how it like, if you put your password in on your phone, like, I'll, like, know it right away.
I
Like,
think most women would make really good detectives. They're just not always like willing to do the police part of it.
yeah.
But
Well, yeah,
I
finding out their man's cheating on them or whatever. Well, I mean,
yeah.
so many people now with the internet and stuff like that, because there wasn't, I mean, it was
No.
2003,
Yeah.
like, the internet
It's
was
not what
there,
it is. It's not what it
but,
is because I've worked
like, I
in
wasn't on social media at all. I didn't get
yeah.
on I wasn't on MySpace for, like, another 2, 3 years.
I didn't really get on it until 2008, I think. 2008 or 9. I was belligerent. I was like, I'm not getting I've MySpace ended and I was like, I don't want Facebook. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
And
And then
now,
I
yeah.
finally did it. Now it's like social media consumes my life and controls my life because I have all these pages I manage. But anyway, I have another funny article if you have a few minutes before I let you go here. I know it's late for you. We're gonna get our skincare routine on. It's time for both of us to get washed up here and get our nightgowns on. But let me pull it up here. Share screen. Here we go. Because it was such a good when you told me the story, I kind of like found this article and I was like, 5 ridiculous police scandals that keep happening.
Oh my god, I feel like I would be like a Reno 911 or like Tacoma FD with some of the Broken Lizard
Oh
guys.
yeah, I love both all of those, the super
Yes,
troopers,
I
all that.
mean, Super Troopers,
So
Jesus.
good. Classic. All right, so let's see what we got here. Um, staging body cam footage. In Pueblo, Colorado, back in 2017, a police officer pulled over a suspect for driving while being not innocent of stuff.
I'm not innocent of stuff constantly.
The car was searched and a gun turned up along with some heroin. Unfortunately for the policeman, he forgot to turn on his body cam when he searched the car and found all that damning evidence. He, of course, only had one option: put that shit back where he found it, where the car was in the impound lot, turn on his camera and pretend to discover it all over again. Uh, in Baltimore, I was actually just there today. 3 separate videos in 1 month. An officer with his camera off is filmed by another officer's working camera as he discovers evidence, then drops it, turns on his own camera, and discovers it again. Uh, they don't seem to be planting
Are
evidence.
they supposed to be on all of the time?
I guess like it would make sense, like especially if like once they notice they're doing something work related, like not in the walking around the office or like
Yeah, yeah, or
you
like
know,
sitting in the car, but
but anytime they're out of their car, I
I
feel like
feel like it needs to have a motion detector that once they stand up, it
it's
automatically
like how's my ring camera on catching all this stuff all the time, but like this cop is like they are not planting evidence, they're like setting up a movie for like the court to have like a film
Oh,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah, be like, "I found this,
Fine,
blah,
yeah, look, oh, here's me
I don't know if you
finding,
know this, but
here's
cops found drugs and stuff without body cams before, like, why wouldn't
yeah.
it still be admissible?" That doesn't make
It's because it's like they can put the person in the back of the car and say, well, the person wasn't in the video because they're in the car. And like, all right,
glad
so
we didn't have cams back then. See, there's actually one picture, I think it's on my Instagram, of a different time I got thrown in the back of a cop car for running my mouth after we beat a fuck out of this dude for grabbing my boobs. I was like holding open a door. This is after a night of drinking, and this dude just full on grabs my titties. And
uh
I, at that time, I believe the statute of limitations is over. I had brass knuckles.
I used to always carry them.
And I went at him, and I remember jumping on his back because he took off running because I just started fucking swinging on him. He's like, "Yo, why are you doing that?" And he took off running. I remember jumping on his back to start pounding his fucking head. And then my friend Parker came and he ripped me off and then like threw this dude in the street and started pounding his head into the street. And then cops come up and Parker just jumps up and is like, "I didn't do it." I tossed my knuckles to my other roommate at the time. And yeah, I'm running my mouth and there's like a cigarette in my hand. That cop took my lighter. We got assault and battery tickets that night. We should have been arrested, but like, you know how like zones and counties and stuff like that,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
they each have their own
so,
technicalities.
so it was like our buddy who was a cop was literally his district was across the street and he was there. So he had came over and he's like, "Yo, I know, whatever." Because he knew us. So he just gave everyone tickets.
Yeah.
And I never paid for that ticket. I don't know if there's a warrant
In whatever county.
he really sexually assaulted me and he had the audacity to try to take me to court. You just suck my tit.
You're like, I will willingly let you suck this if you won against me in court. So all right,
He did.
yeah, right. Another local one here, Trenton, New Jersey. Cops planted a rusty gun to bolster a case that a suspect tossed a weapon. So they used a rusty gun as if that was the one the guy used. When plotting to, let's see here. The suspect, yeah, the finding of which was recorded on body cameras. So they caught themselves throwing the gun.
Also,
So,
I think I'm just too smart to be a cop.
yeah, I think you'd have to be pretty dumb. I think
I
it's
mean,
like
detectives, they're on their game, but fucking beat cops, yo.
yeah, faking shootings. Let's see here. In 2011, a school police officer was found with a bullet in his vest. He claimed a suspect had shot him, which led to a deployment of over 550 Los Angeles police officers on multiple school lockdowns. They spent 10 hours conducting house to house searches over an 8 square mile area before the cop changed his story to say that there had been no shooting and that he'd shot himself while cleaning his weapon. But that was also a lie, as everything seemed to indicate the dude literally shot himself for the attention. Okay. $309,000 fine later. He got attention.
There you go, buddy.
Good one.
Crazy. I mean, when I needed attention, I just showed my butthole online. Like we all have our things, I guess.
I mean, it's a lot easier to just do that. You just bust out the iPhone, a tripod. You don't have to leave your house.
And I got money for that. He had to pay money.
I was gonna say he could probably get butthole money. Anybody can these days.
Literally.
But they're near Philadelphia and Ohio. Let's see here, 2 different shit shows, they are calling them. A cop was sentenced to jail time after he shot himself with his own gun outside a swim club, claiming that a criminal had opened fire on him and then Fast and Furious out of there. And the second, a cop was fired from the force because he lied about a failed suicide attempt and said it had been the work of a gunman. Oh, that's a narcissist. That's not BPD. BPD would just try to kill yourself and be like, yeah, I fucking tried to kill myself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. In Georgia, a white officer claimed she'd been shot by a large black man. Don't like this already. Luckily, it didn't take too much time to uncover the truth, as no wait, it took over 600 hours to reveal that she had lied about it. Eventually, she was sentenced to 15 years in prison. She told the news it was a cover up, but that sounds an awful lot to me like I shouldn't have made up a shooting. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Losing evidence, then saying rats ate it. Let's see here.
My dog ate my work.
Let's see.
Evidence lockup could end up with a rodent.
Here, cops in India blamed about 45 kilograms of missing weed on rats back in 2017. after they had months earlier blamed 900,000 liters of missing moonshine on rats.
Those rats know how to party, though.
They do love to get drunk, those fuckers. Using tasers on each other. Now, this is a funny misuse of authority.
We've done that.
Everybody who gets a hold of a taser uses it on a friend. At some point, I used to have one.
I have a taser, and I checked it out on myself.
I don't have it anymore. It wasn't mine. Somebody left it at my house at a party once. So I was like, well, this is mine now. But
Yeah.
I would let my friends use it on themselves. That's just hilarious.
Well, you
Let's see.
gotta know how to react if you ever do get tased. Like mine is kind of weak. You gotta get them like in the neck or something.
Yeah.
Really should. Now I'm gonna need another fucking taser in case someone tries to come at me.
This is funny. All right. So a dispatcher in Colorado got tased by an officer who was relieving him for a break when the officer was goofing around with his stun gun. That officer kept his job while the one who tased a dispatcher accidentally in Michigan resigned. An even more slapstick version of the same situation occurred in 2015 when two deputies stunned two different deputies during the same incident, which involved all four of them trying to restrain a single man.
Oh, so they accidentally like
They
were.
all stunned each other, or two different people. An officer in Florida got reprimanded after chasing a female officer around like a Benny Hill sketch, tasing her right on the ass. So,
Oh yeah, no, that is
all
yeah,
caught
that's
on
another
camera.
thing, like the whole boys club thing and like police culture is 100%
Oh, for sure. No,
a
everybody.
real
I think
thing.
everybody kind of knows that
Yeah,
by
I don't
now.
even have the mentality for that.
There's enough true crime stories that we can watch as citizens and just see the cops on TV and realize it's like, oh yeah, you hid that, and we can tell you're hiding your friend's secret, but that's okay. You're fine.
Yeah. I mean,
um,
most cops are just like kids who were kind of bullies in school
Yeah,
anyway.
and or like my goofy guy friends that just like I feel like would want to get like a job with good benefits because it's like,
Dude, they have phenomenal
well,
benefits.
exactly. So this is like listen to this. It's like listen to these. You think of your friends that you know, comedians or whoever, or guys you grew up with. A story about a cop tasing another cop in the dick. Running up the stairs for roll call. A cop dropped his taser. Tried to grab it and right into another like crotch of another officer. It's like it sounds like just a bunch of like college
Frat
guys.
boys,
Just
and
like
that's frat
yeah,
boys right
yeah.
there.
It's my college friends. All right. Talking shit about suspects on social media is number one. That's so funny. That's so funny that the number one offense scandals that keep happening in police work. It's
Is that
because it's like they're too dumb to have a private account or they like put it up and someone screenshots it either way. Like someone's going to screenshot your shit. If you're going to talk shit, someone's going to screenshot it. I'm aware of that. I've
yeah.
deleted posts, but like usually my
Oh,
shit
I
is the
tell
truth.
people to screenshot my shit. I'm like, screenshot it because I delete
Yeah,
tweets. I,
that
mean,
and
I haven't done it now because I just made my profile private because fucking Twitter sucks now. But yeah, I'm like,
it's
take
yeah.
screenshots because I delete shit.
Yeah.
Save it for later. Hang it
Save
on
it
your
for later because
later.
most of my anything I ever say is usually like just a harsh truth. I'm not ever like making stuff up about someone or spreading rumors. I'm just like saying shit people don't want to hear. But
I
anyway,
used to post friends on Twitter where I just call people out by their name.
yeah, I want to see if there's any funny ones here. It kind of just says they're saying like that they're going on saying, well, I think they were guilty, like I
Guilty.
think they did it. Like I think they did it, kind of insinuating like, oh, this guy I caught, like I think they did it, and they're not supposed to say stuff like that.
No, that's oh, I hate
Yeah.
that.
There's
I
yeah, this
still
is
talk shit to
mostly
cops too. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, just give me the ticket because I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'm like,
yeah.
just give me the
Let's
ticket.
see. A Des Moines officer lost his job after posting a screenshot on Facebook of a couple's call for assistance with the caption, "You can't make this stuff up, folks." Yeah, don't try to be comedian police. He still may not have lost his job if he hadn't also been disciplined about a dozen times in the past for everything from sleeping on the clock to driving his squad car into an airplane.
Into a goddamn
Into a
airplane.
goddamn airplane for those of you not watching on the video. I didn't feel like I needed to take the Lord's name in vain for that. Um,
Oh,
but
no, that's very appropriate. I love that. That's an article. God, how do you drive into it? That's like my stepdad hitting a dairy cow on the way home from work. For
it's
an
like
like, and he totaled his truck. I mean, it was third shift. He was tired, whatever. But it was like it's also a dairy cow. We kept giving like cow presents for the whole year. He was so mad. It was
that's
hilarious.
so funny. But I maybe this guy like passed out. But either way, into the airplane is like crazy because how did he end up anywhere where an airplane was?
Why are you on an
Why are
airfield?
you on the tarmac, sir?
Like, you
Yeah, and this makes sense. Is that the social media they want to shame suspects? They have mocked people from looting suspects up to NBA players. The lady with a lizard in her bra. There's a trend of
that's why,
officers. Yeah,
dude. To be a cop here in the United States, and like it differs per state or whatever. But in the state of Wisconsin, at least at that time, you only needed 60 college credits, just 2 years of school.
Yeah.
And in other countries, it's literally a 4-year degree.
Oh, guess what? They actually just lowered the thing in Philadelphia to like a advanced, like some kind of like 4-month program that you can just go
Which
because
is
they need
insane.
cops. They need
Yeah,
cops so
they
bad.
they do, like, extensive, tests to see if they're mentally capable of doing it, for sociopath, all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
And they
definitely
still get
need.
through. They still get through because sociopaths are good at lying on those kind of tests.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, they have them. I remember, for the, armored car test, and it's those psychological questions where they're basically asking you the same question, they're just wording it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
differently. Those are very easy for me. I
I
almost
can
didn't.
tell. I can tell when they're doing it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just like, bro. I'm like, this is all you got. Um, I almost didn't get the job though because I almost fucked up the thing about smoking weed.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And now it's legal though. I've seen cops when I lived in LA fucking smoking weed on their breaks. I'm like, good, fucking get high, calm down.
I keep seeing this stupid ad on YouTube for like a brand called Mood. I think it's like Delta 8 stuff, but they're selling it like online. It's called Mood. And the stupid ad is like, my dad came over and wanted to smoke. And I said, here, have some of this Mood cannabis. And then he said, no, it's illegal. And then he called his cop buddy. And then it's like, hey, cop buddy. And then they're like simulating.
Oh God.
So
Well,
corny.
in Texas, it's decriminalized, which
It's
is.
it's been in Philly, in city of Philadelphia limits, decriminalized for close to a decade now.
Yeah, well, decriminalization is pretty new for them here in Texas, and they have
Sure,
this. I
sure.
guess it's not Delta 8, but it's like Delta 9.
That's yeah, there's whatever. If I said
But
eight
then you
before and
try to
it's nine,
explain it
but
to me, they're like, "No, it actually has it's a loophole and has a higher it's like THCP," and I'm just like, I have I may or may not have stuff delivered from the States."
yeah. Look, I it's like anymore, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't go with the newer numbers. I haven't messed with them
I'm
too
like, "I
much.
just want some weed, I want some fucking Blue Dream." Like, before I remember, I'm like, "You just got weed, why does it gotta have names?" And now I'm like, I would like a system,
Can I have some pineapple kush, please? And they like
yeah, now I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like, it just seems like fake weed to me. I don't know. Maybe
it
I'm being.
seems like a weird, like I'm like, is this salvia? What is this gonna do to me? Is it like
Yeah,
gonna
I never tried this
I
stuff.
never did either, but that's what I mean. It's like I'm not smoking gas station weed. I'm not doing it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
I'll
know.
smoke like a blunt with like a guys in the street that I just met
I'd
over.
rather smoke swag, I'd rather fucking get a ball of fucking sticks and stems with some green and roll it all up in a fucking blunt like I used to in the old days.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go swag, but I'm gonna like just smoke a random blunt with people outside of comedy clubs. Sometimes I'm not gonna say that doesn't happen. Like you know what I mean? And like who knows
Yeah.
what's in there? I swear I smoked some loud one time on accident. But anyway, um, uh, Alia, this has been so fun. Are you? Do you feel like you're going you ended up on your life's purpose path after the that the universe said no, not law enforcement? Do you feel like you
Yeah,
aligned with your
yeah.
highest?
I think they wanted me someone wanted me to still be alive. So
Very good answer. Very good answer.
I think, yeah, me and firearms, although like it's so easy to get one here, so I make it like
Yeah.
a shotgun because that's harder to blow my head off with.
Oh yeah, that's like if you do it, it's
That's
like
hard for people.
I
Sorry.
have I have an episode where we went over the like top 10 weirdest or top 15 weirdest like craziest suicides,
Yeah,
and that any shotgun you get props to the suicide
yeah,
arena
yeah.
because that one is difficult, I believe, to get a good clean shot. We
Mhm.
get, don't, what am I supposed to say? The disclaimer, do not commit suicide if
Yeah,
you're thinking about it. Get
yeah.
help, but don't use the shotgun.
If I could not kill myself, you can also not kill yourself.
Yes, so that's advanced level suicide attempt anyway, but we practice mindfulness, and I just started going back to therapy, and
There you
it's
go. Yeah,
good.
no, I meditate every day, therapy, all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Met
Gratitude. You gotta be grateful for stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one. Men are going to check out at this point. Most men are going to, but I'm talking to you men
Oh, they checked out probably a
because you,
while ago.
yeah, no, actually, they probably were still watching, but some of you seem to like guns a little bit too much, and your mental health is not always in check. I love guns. I love
Oh,
watching them being
I mean, I have
shot,
a lot of knives, but I'm
but
not into
but
knives.
I love mental health too.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
don't
I'm in
don't
a really
don't
good
mix the
space.
two. We need to come up with a DUI that's for the mental health and guns people because it's like
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, we have hard lives. We have our brains were designed to take in about like three pieces of information a day, and we take in thousands sometimes. So a lot of us are struggling with thoughts, overthinking,
Yeah.
rumination,
Overthink,
uh, whatever you can
self-worth,
do,
self-esteem,
whatever
all of that stuff being,
intrusive thoughts. We get them. We have them.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody's life is perfect. If you need a friend, reach out to me or Alia,
Don't reach
and
out to me. I don't give a fuck.
I know. I'm just not Alia. Not Alia. She'll be like, kill yourself. No. Um,
I have told people to do that though.
I've definitely actually said that to people, but it's more powerful than go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself is like, whatever. I
I
do
mean,
that every night.
we have so many people in the world as it is.
There could be, I actually was sad more people didn't die from COVID. We could use a good plague that could wipe out more
I thought it was
people.
pretty weak. It was a weak ass
It was
plague.
a weak
Plague,
plague,
weak
weak
plague.
ass weakest destructive event in human history. We're overpopulated. They're trying to like populate Jupiter's moon Europa, and it's like a crazy scary ocean world like that one place in Interstellar, and I'm like, I am not putting on a fucking wetsuit and going out there and
I
seeing what's
know.
I just
That's
went to the aquarium today and saw some 150-year-old whale that looked like a dinosaur that had feet. I didn't
all.
and like I'm not playing with that thing on some frozen moon in outer space.
Oh my god. Well, I think me and my candidate talked about this. I'm way more terrified of shit that's in the ocean than anything in outer
That's a hundred
space
percent,
because you
hundred
don't
percent.
know what's all the way down there, yo, and it goes deep. And have you
I,
seen some of those? Nope, nope, nope. Nope.
I looked into a shark's cold little beady eyes today through a tank, and that motherfucker wanted to
Yeah,
eat
he's
me.
like, he probably wanted to eat you one. He wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
Like aquariums and that stuff. I don't like going to zoos. I feel like
it's sad. You know, like we went for the kids, but
oh yeah, I mean I get
it's like they like,
it,
but
but
they
even
but
that, it's like
yeah.
here, look at these caged beasts that we have
I
no way to control.
I know. All right. Well, I think my internet is like paused for a second. I can't tell if you're
Um, I'm still here. You're paused on my screen.
I think the video was definitely taking a shit there for a minute and a little bit some of this. I'm probably going to cut and edit some of this out. I could see you in the little like square at the top moving around, but you're frozen in the big window. Like,
Oh,
oh, now it's matched back up. It was a momentary internet lag, I think. I will edit that out later. We'll
you're
fix
still
it up.
frozen on my side.
Okay, it's both of us are taking a hit on the 5G. We're using too much. Xfinity is over here throttling my fucking service. um they're like, you don't have the premium package. Fuck you. We're a global giant. Anyway, Alia. Hold
Yes,
on. I'm trying to like get a wrap up here where I ask you like where the people want to see you, but the video keeps fucking freezing. I can't.
the sound is still working though.
That's good. I will put the links up in the description of whatever you say. If you want to tell the people, what the fuck? We only have a minute left. I'm not gonna go through a third. Let me turn my
No,
view.
no,
Let me
no.
change my view. I'm changing my view. I can't do any of it. This whole thing's freezing. The whole
I-
thing's freezing. It's a nightmare over here. It's
52,
oh my
51.
gosh. Oh my gosh. It's like, yeah, it's like New Year's Eve. I don't even know what's happening. Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
People should check out my website, aliajanine.com, Alia.janine on Instagram. I don't think they announced it yet. I'm going to be doing a comedy festival in New Orleans in March. I am starting to do comedy again, so I will be back out there. Facebook, Alia Janine. That's it.
Hell yeah, the internet came through just in time for a promo.
There
Oh.
we go.
All right. I will talk to you off screen
All right, girl.
later.